Before there was Lady Liberty and Uncle Sam, Columbia hailed as one of the earliest personifications of the United States. While she has lent her name to dozens of rivers, cities, and universities, such as the District of Columbia River, the District of Columbia, and also Columbia Studios, she remains largely overlooked in the history of America's past. But who is Columbia? Columbia was the feminine embodiment of the spirit of America before the Statue of Liberty ever even immersed and stole her thunder. Columbia came from a time where every nation had their very own goddess. The United States wanted to look like a legitimate nation. She was molded after Greek mythology and infused with a unique sense of Americanism. She was a central figure of how early Americans saw the nation, its values, its full potential. Columbia stood for freedom, and alongside of that, she also stood for a war and the desire for territorial expansion. She was more like a warrior goddess. Some people claim that Columbia got her name from Christopher Columbus, only they put an IA at the end to make it sound more Latin. But the way we understood her as a mythical goddess did not occur until the Revolutionary War. Columbia was still in mention until 1776, when the Declaration of Independence was signed, and that was when Columbia became a goddess. The timeline of Columbia's identity follows the timeline of the United States as it actually came into its own power. Up until 1931, the national anthem actually sounded like this.
Fought and
In the late 18th century, the name Columbia was going around in English publication. In reference to America, it was printed in a gentleman's magazine in 1738. The British magazine was a digest of news and commentary about a range of topics that included the publications of the debates of Parliament. During the American Civil War, both sides would cry out, "Give 'em hell, Columbia!" All right, this is a Christian channel, and I just said a 4-letter word out of context. I really just want you to understand something here. How the majority of Christians today in America stand on their beliefs of how this country itself was built or founded on Christianity. No, America was not built on Christianity, but instead a broad freedom for all, as it had never been done before. Let's take a look at some quotes from our founding fathers themselves. I understand how knowledge can be lost over a substantial amount of time. You know, like with the Bible, it's been over 2,000 years. But this wasn't that long ago. We are still taught that Columbus discovered America. Even kids participate in plays depicting this lie to this very day. Our country was built on the idea of freedom, religious freedom, not just Christian freedom. It's a broad religious freedom for all, individually. Columbia was a goddess of a promise of freedom that was distinctly American. Here, Columbia is standing up for the rights of disadvantaged groups. In this picture, she is standing for a Chinese immigrant in 1871. In the 1820s, there were less than 150,000 immigrants living within the United States. That number would grow to 2.5 million by the 1850s. The majority of immigrants were from Ireland and Germany. Although they didn't face the same tone of racism and exclusion the way that the Chinese did. Irish and German immigrants were viewed, however, as different from Americans due to their Catholicism. See, even then they were picking and choosing. At the end of the day, as an American, we are given the right to freely choose, whatever that choice is, as long as it's legal. However, it seems that every individual has their own idea of what freedom really is to them. To some, it's religious freedom. To some, it's our right to bear arms. And to some, it's a woman's right to choose. But whatever you choose, you are given that right, first by God, and secondly by our forefathers, if you're an American. But just remember, whatever we do choose in this life, we will one day stand before an almighty, just and holy God that will judge us on the choices we make. Though we can freely choose, we will never be free from the consequences of those choices. If we tell others that we are a Christian, did we show them the love of Christ, or did we exclude them because they don't agree with us, making them different? Did we keep Jesus' commandments, or did we make a continual habit of breaking them? Honestly, whatever you do in this life, whatever it is that you believe, know on what you believe and do that with all of your heart, but always know the facts. America was never built on Christianity. In fact, they served pagan gods just like the rest of the world. Serving your country is not serving God.